Our last speaker for today is going to be Dr. Campion. Dr. Campion has not been with the Brown County campus very long, but my goodness, he hit the ground running. And we have all been amazed at the energy and enthusiasm with which he has tackled his efforts to expand the educational opportunities for Ranger College into our community. And Dr. Campion, please come up and let's get to the whole point of today's celebration.
Thank you very much. It is indeed a privilege to be here. And when I think a year ago of what people were doing and where we were, I think that indeed a lot of things have changed in a year. And I'd like to ask Dr. Bostic, who is the Executive Vice President of Ranger College and has the responsibility for the Brown County campus, to join me up here. I'm not going to make him talk. Come on up. I'm not going to make him talk, but he has been involved totally with the day-to-day activities. And Dr. Bostic has been with me in a number of places prior to here, and we are really, really fortunate that he has joined us and been a part of things. I think everybody who knows me knows that I don't talk very long, so please don't worry. Plus, I know it's hot. But I would, I'd like to thank our Board of Regents, 4 of whom are here tonight. I'd like to thank them because their charge to me before I was hired, and when they talked to me about the job, interviewed me, whatever, they were really concerned about what we could do to serve Brown County. I also would be very remiss if I did not tell you that Representative Jim Keffer, who is out of the state today, has his biggest concern has been a community college to complete the educational spectrum here in Brown County. He has had a tremendous concern. And this is a guy that's going to make sure that things get done.
And you know Tori is here.
I know she is.
Okay.
I know she is. Anyway, among the very first people I met, actually before I started working on a daily basis, was the Brownwood Mafia. And a number of those folks, no, that's the real group of people, okay? And, they have even progressed so far that they have women members of the Brownwood Mafia. So it's a pretty good group. But they are really the movers and shakers here. And they really, in no uncertain terms, said they wanted some things done. And it was... James Campbell kind of moderated that meeting, and that meeting was quick and to the point. I had the privilege of being protected because A.J. Ratliff, one of our board members, accompanied me to that meeting, but we learned that there was not going to be any funny business. Representative Keffer, back to him, he wanted to make sure things really happened, so he sent his right-hand lady, Tori Regis, who's from his staff, to every meeting that we had for the first several times. And a number of people in this room, most of whom I'm going to recognize, a number of people in this room were present at those meetings. And, you know, I said to myself, and I said to my wife, I said, you know, I know that we're going to be okay the first time I can go to a meeting in Brownwood, and Tori's not going to be there. But Tori's the most delightful person. And for those of you who don't know Tori, raise your hand so everybody can see. She wouldn't even be to first base without James Campbell. James is one of the first friends that I made here in Brownwood. He continues to be our counselor and our advisor, and I'll tell you, the Economic Development Corporation of Brownwood is certainly in good hands. Along with James Campbell, who helped a lot, came Bill King, who has been president of the Early Economic Development Corporation. His term recently expired, but he, along with Wanda Ferguson, have been tremendous people to work with. And, you know, they don't just say, hey, that a boy, that's the way to go. They don't say that. I mean, they have helped us substantially financially and continue to do so. We would have no ability to do these and the other things that we want to do. By the way, some other things you're going to see very quickly. Before the end of the month, you're going to see truck driving taking place here with the big truck driving around that says Ranger College, Brown County Campus, training truck drivers. Dr. Bostic has arranged a grant to do that from Workforce Solutions, and we feel particularly good that that is taking place. There are some other people I'd just like to call attention to, and when you do these things, you always omit or leave people out, for which I'm sorry, but you know, I got shortcomings, you know. So having said that, I'd like to, you know, Ranger College has enjoyed and continues to enjoy an expanding and very good, tremendous relationship with Tech Prep. And Susie Clack, Executive Director of the West Central Texas Tech Prep, Brenda Brown and Carolyn Welcome from her staff are all here today to help us with this occasion. And we certainly value our association with you, and certainly thank you for being here. And another guy, he's not the biggest guy in the room, but he's one of the very best guys in the room, is the city manager of Brownwood. And we have certainly developed a friendship. He's been incredibly supportive. And Bobby Roundtree, we thank you for everything that you do and continue to do, and want to make mention of that. And finally, none of this today would be possible if it weren't for Laura and Wanda and Charlotte Parrott from the mall. What a great group of positive ladies. And Charlotte, we're proud that Ranger College is your tenant. We want you to know that. And we're pleased to be here. We thank you for all that you do for us. And now I hope that we probably need to turn up the temperature about 10 degrees for this last 30 seconds. We don't want everybody to get comfortable here, because there's a danger of if Brown County is going to be treated right, the 7 school districts and the people of this county are going to be treated right, you can't get too comfortable here. This has to be the intermediate step. A full-blown, stand-alone campus in the next 5 or 6 years needs to become reality if we're going to provide the first-class facilities that this area so richly deserves, and has been the largest remaining area in the state of Texas without a community college. Now, I don't know if I can be around that long. My wife doesn't think so, but anyway, and I didn't take the opportunity to introduce her. I don't even know. There she is back there. Anyway, I need to tell you this. She wasn't, when we decided, this happens to be our 5th job, and we were having a great life. And when I started talking to her about this, she said, no, she said, you know, we've done that all our lives. She said, I don't think we need to do it to the end of our lives. And so she said, you go on out there, and she said, I'll come out there some of the time. Well, I thought, well, that's fairly good. Well, I came out, she came out with me, and she hadn't missed one day. In fact, she works in my office to help and assist. So I want to express my appreciation to her and ask your forgiveness for that. But I'd be very remiss if I didn't say that. Anyway, don't get too comfortable, because we want to have another one of these in 5 or 6 years. It's going to be a whole lot bigger and better. Thank you very much. The refreshments are overdue.